every game and then saying, you know, good effort after every single missed last hit. That's the most toxic thing I've ever heard.
Since I've played with you. So we have a DK.
Shut up, Fog. You're so stupid. There's a DK. Yes.
To the left. We picked up, it's been banned out. In
Yep.
the Aster.
10 seconds remaining.
When you look at this meta where it's
Five
verging on that
seconds
mid-tier 1 around the
remaining.
8-minute mark. Sense plus hero is so flexible. Go now, yeah. That raise. Chances again.
Right? I'm cool with
Radiant team.
Yeah, or they go with Magnus, live. Okay, so they pick up Magnus, they cover it with the Winter Wyvern as well.
Dire team done.
Enchantress.
Okay, plus it's also... This hero would be so good on Aster. Magnus with the DK. Dragonite is a hero that gets healed instantly. One cold embrace, you're fully...
I want to
Dire team done.
watching the way
Radiant
off
team
TNC
done.
fire them. A lot better. Itemization. Aster was one of they didn't build it or the game before.
Dire
Wyvern,
team done.
They had a chant last really weirded out with some of the
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's up with that. Feels like they usually would do it. Like
Yeah.
maybe they felt a little bit... Same way
10 seconds
felt
remaining.
yesterday. Maybe they did something.
5 seconds remaining.
weird because like Lanem was building it up. He didn't even care what Avernus try it like
Preempted.
any hero that the healing wanted to touch. I feel like I see these picks and I'm lean a little bit more towards like the way bias, but I love Magnus right now, and I just feel like Aster's maybe not understanding or not getting what like all these other stacking this really enabling it.
Radiant team
It
done.
seems just weird from them because I haven't seen that from them. When I watched the on point with my today. He's not. TNC's coming out the clutch back. Gabby, monster, are
10 seconds remaining.
rough start of the game.
How many times did they steal
5
items from
seconds remaining.
overall Aster? They were always very volatile,
Radiant
but
team pick.
their lows would never prevent them from... That's
Dire
go
team
really high, really low, but they kind of find that middle ground to the winner. Last two, it looked like crappy from their side. It's a little bit more difficult to play the Dragonite
10 seconds remaining.
safely in order.
5 seconds
do you think
remaining.
It's difficult, especially with we don't know what hero it's going to be picked with. I think I'd like to keep Wyvern. I think like to keep him. So they should be able to pick up play versus that. And this Ursa's enabled hard or it's got Magnet, so you can go Diffusal build and just scale.
And they can stack some Ancients for him and for the Magnus. Gabby and Armel, they carried that last game.
I guess maybe with the Enchantress, that could be the thing that allows the DK lane in top.
Oh, okay, this is...
Hey, that's okay.
This is Aster's special as well. Picking up this hero. Didn't always really work. His build is stand, maybe one old talisman, maybe straight into the crowns. And
10 seconds remaining.
some games it looked alright, some games
5
not
seconds
real hard because it
remaining.
is a Skyrat. You dominate the laning stage, in that mid game you're... But the moment heroes get top of you,
I feel like Baboka lately, well, at DPC, he was outstanding, he was looking great. But he's like he's the weaker Jinky. He picks the same exact heroes, kind of go same greedy, but I haven't been seeing.
it's weird because Oka league itself, you expect from Kings that he is some crazy stuff. The league he was actually playing stable. What we're getting and it's being a stable. He had his volatility period, right? Necessarily as much as
I'm not a huge fan. I think it has to be a really... I liked it when I see pucks in some of the narrows, just that Sable. You have a good hard lockdown, it can work. They have the DK, which is nice, but Force Staff ruins this hero. Force Staffs and Glimmers are Staff carriers are right. We don't know where the mag
Glimmer.
is. And they have a good Glimmer carrier.
Wyvern, I think the item build is simple. Glimmer. Meanwhile, Cold Embrace is a little there. Silence is Ursa.
Dire team pick.
TNC actually do not go with the... They
Dire
don't go
team
with
down.
Faceless Void.
aggressive of instead they go with the war. He loved Ursa.
Offset the Skywrath. It is a really difficult pressure than the Skywrath. They could still switch things up, right? Then they can maybe even put the Enchantress up there, but it's...
10 seconds
There was that cycle
remaining.
of Eisenhower. First
5
Skywrath
seconds
best
remaining.
board. Then everyone started log because of heals. Then those heroes nerfed. We didn't get picked and now we rolled them back. Round 1.
I mean, it's weird to say this, but I'd like to see them... Then you can pinch DK versus Warlock, and then you have a spell not only power,
Radiant team
that this spell is very strong.
It's been a long time since we've seen a Void Skywrath.
Dire
That's the
team
classic,
down.
like, nuke 'em in the... Pretty much replaced by Invoke Cataclysm. Entirety of the heat. It's interesting to see again.
Radiant
We've
team
seen what
back.
worked last night, even though he felt bad yesterday. Well, with hero isn't banned. They can still for it. It's a little bit on the greedier side, definitely on the
10
side because you
seconds
already have the
remaining.
Skywrath as well.
Yeah.
Chrono. Get some
5
days
seconds remaining.
playmaker for that mid lane. You do have Dragonite.
What else is what albums like top heroes? I know it's like the Death Prophet.
Which is banned out.
Gone
Dire
already.
team pick.
Death Prophet Lash Zeph is what played a lot.
Radiant
It
team
depends on the banned out Alina because of completely pop.
This is a free puck game. There's 0 stuns. The Curse, an RP, and a Chaotic Offering.
And you have DK and the TA is banned, so they get
10
either one.
seconds remaining.
That's a
What do you
nice...
go?
5
Hey man,
seconds
there might not
remaining.
be a quick stun, but you get stunned by any one of those things, you're gonna get stunned by the rest of them.
Yeah, you have a quick winter.
Curse is probably
that's
the big...
that's the
Yeah.
easiest catch, right? Maybe your item will need. Better on that fiber now.
Choose your hero.
They're gonna go for the Tiny matchup.
It's a couple stuns, I guess.
Tiny's the
Oh,
instant
man.
disable versus puck. You blink and you toss him. Or you just one-shot him inside. That's what people would... long time. Tiny's win rate has not been so...
The Europe DPC like 30. Sure, at the main.
Oh, it wasn't great. Like 8%.
8%?
At
Even
one
worse.
point.
Amazing.
What?
But TNC's got fire under them. You know, this... I haven't really seen Warlock work either, I don't think. That hero's been...
Yeah, yeah.
tournament.
This is they Wyvern as overall I like their stuff. I like this one. I like it isn't as
Yeah, I think TNC's outplaying them multiple games. That last game they lost. Somehow they crawled their way back into Gabby. I'm looking at Gabby again. He doesn't really have that bad of a matchup. Sure, the Tiny's not really the most Warlock, but yeah, if I'm gonna put faith in anybody in these games that I've seen, even though I might like Aster's lineup.
You're going with Gabby. I'm going with it.
All right, well, there you have it. Big predictions coming from our panel, but will they be correct? I think it's time to find out. Welcome to Game 3. One of these teams is going home, and let's find out with our wonderful casters.
It was honorably done.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you're right. The Phoenix is rising TNC from the ashes of Game 1 into Game 2, coming back in such monumental fashion. These drafts, though, again, completely different across the board from both teams. Lacoste, what are we looking for?
They needed to salvage their draft because it was a free puck game, so they needed something, some kind of a stun, some kind of a like instant lockdown. They weren't too many options left. So with the tiny last pick, it's a good matchup against the puck, and with the like blink toss combo, you can stun him, lock him down, or you can blow him up. A lot of cooldowns on their side. You have Wyvern, you have Magnus and Vorlock, so something that is very abusable by Puck. Play aggressive Puck once he gets that Switchblade. Most of these supports become food for them, like just 2 spells plus a Witchblade should be enough to bring them down. Borax playing the Skywrath Mage, something that he's been doing quite a lot in the second DPC season. Most of the time it was paired up with either Legion Commander or Axe. This time around, paired up with the Dragon Knight. The Dragon Knights nowadays, they tend to go for the Dragon Tail stun, even max it out, just 1 point in Breathe Fire, and have more points in Dragon Blood. So this lane should be okay. I'm looking at like Vorlock plus Ursa. I would panel mention it. Maybe they want to swap things around and have Enchantress with a Dispel against Overpower from Ursa, and also Vorlock's Shadow Word. So something to think about. It actually might be. Yeah, I like that. Borax actually going top, and then just by judging from his items, Tango and a healing salve, that means that he will be playing 5. When you play 5, you need to have a healing salve for your carry, and a lot of value from the Dispel coming out from the bottom lane. A bit of a different build on the Enchantress, I would say. More tanky, Magic Stick, casual Fluffy Hat, early level. So that means Boomy will be using Shadow Word offensively.
Try and chip away at that Lana Mensch as best you can. And potentially try and block up that camp with your body. Doesn't have a sentry or anything there on the Warlock, as we see. And then that top lane, like you mentioned, Borax. Skywrath Mage with Monet. Another hero that they can pair the Sky with, right? The Chrono with Mystic Flare. Another ability, as well as that Dragon Tail stun or the Puck Coil. That could set up for some nice kills there for the Skywrath Mage. For now, though, just chipping away at Tim's. Doing some good damage there with a concussive shot and the chase back. In the mid lane, Tiny against Puck. In the actual lane itself, quite even, right? Farm tradey, get water runes, nothing really happens. It's when you get to kind of 7-8 minutes, you get that early blink on Tiny. Is this a Brown Boots blink game?
Definitely. You can blow up Enchantress, you can blow up Skywrath Mage, even Puck once the combo is maxed out, so that's what I want to see. But he has Power Tread queued up, might still swap things around. We'll see how he decides to actually get his items this time around. Bottom lane... Let's see what Ursa gets on level 2. Does he even get Overpower? Just keeping a skill point for now.
Yeah, keeping it casual. Not loving anything just yet. So nice as this Ursa and the Tiny again. A position where you've got that steroid from the Empower, so scaling into late game. Past these Blink Dagger timings and past that Diffusal Blade we see from Ursa. Really gives you a much nicer time as you get into that kind of 30+ min period of the match. I'm going to deward, like we've seen before, puts that sentry in the middle of the camp so it covers everything. Open up the large camp for his 3-minute creep to come out. As the water runes there grabbed up by either mid laner, literally dead even. 11-1 for both of them. DK and Magnus, 13-1, 10-1, very even for the off-laners. Safe lane pos 1 struggling, just a tiny touch, but nothing out of the ordinary, really.
Yeah, pretty even game on all 3 lanes so far. Tiny, I don't think Tiny dies. If someone needs to die in this matchup, it should be Puck. Maybe. I don't think we're going to see rotation because Enchantress is playing a bit of off map right now, giving some solo XP to the Dragon Knight, so she could potentially rotate to the mid lane if she finds a good creep. Ogre Frost Mage, also known as Ogre Vampire Mage, is not that creep. Needs something bigger, will be able to kill the courier.
Nice snipe. Yeah, I think
there is a Centaur, so could potentially move to the mid lane.
That's a good move. I mean, Lanham really is the only hero that can rotate on either team, right? Wyvern and Warlock, very stationary, static heroes. Skywrath Mage is not really the best at roaming in.
Armel is in a bad spot. Like, he's playing super aggressive. I think he knows something's cooking right now.
He wants that enemy bounty rune, doesn't he? Knowing that the Puck has already taken the opposing one. Enchantress going to try and cut him off, but a very swift, wise TP maneuvers himself out of danger away from that Centaur War Stomp. Tim's going to try and control up this wave.
What have we here?
Make sure there's no pull through or anything like that from the Skywrath. Might pull the next wave properly. Borax pretty low on resources there. 2 stick charges, Bassi. Definitely needs to bring out some more HP and mana regen for himself, because right now Skywrath Mage is just a sitting duck.
That was kind of you.
Sitting at the 100 HP. Could potentially die to a Shockwave and a Skewer. Even gets the CS Borax. Well, Borax denies himself. What a perfect time, and this guy's a god.
Oh, it's ridiculous, that is. Oh, I wasn't expecting
I don't think I've ever seen something so good. I don't know if he wanted to time it. Yeah, he definitely wanted to die, but this is almost impossible to execute.
God Gamer.
A wyvern.
What a ridiculous move. Oh, empty bottle there for the Winter Wyvern. Handed over by the Magnus. We'll see if he's able to go and get any runes or anything. It's 4.5 minutes in, so we've got some waiting time there. Armel chipping away at White Album's puck.
Bottle refill, Borax,
refill.
perfect timing, respawns. I've seen Scarlet Mages going for more points in the Ancient Seal, which I kind of like. Before, it was max out the Arcane Bolt. The story 3 months ago was max Concussive. I feel Ancient Seal is just too valuable spell to pass on, especially when having a puck in your team.
Like the Spell Amp, right?
Yes.
Not just the silence, that Spell Amp so powerful. Lanem doing Enchantress things, chasing Boomy around, grabbing some creeps. Doesn't really stop this Ursa from free falling down bottom though. You know, Gabby having a grand old time. 32-1. Morbid Mask, Phase Boots, then very likely the Diffusal Blade build going to come out of that Gabby Ursa.
Yeah, you definitely want to have a Diffusal Blade this game against Faithless Void, against the Dragonite, burn his mana, make him useless in the mid-game fights.
Burning his mana, that Satyr creep's going to piss him off a little bit. Ursa quite mana reliant.
All Enchantress knows, Lanham is just keeping things balanced. I burn your mana now, you burn my mana later.
The Mind Stealer. I always forget what they're called. It's like Satyr Tormentor,
Is it really called Mind
Satyr
Stealer?
Mind Stealer, and what's the small one called? Purge Creep. I just call it Purge Creep, honestly.
Purge has his own creep. It's called Satyr Banisher.
Banisher. Thank
Yeah, I
you,
found him on the map.
Good job. Learn things every day. Yeah, there it is. Satyr Banisher. Cute little thing. Well, I've got the healing creep now for Lanham. Does it still give mana aura as well? Yeah, it still gives you that 2.5 mana regen. Super nice to have in lane stage. You know, DK can spam out stuns galore. Scarlet Mage putting a bit of pressure onto the Magnus, even forcing a Skewer home. Quite an interesting early smoke brought up by the Warlock there. What does that indicate? When a Warlock buys a smoke
Stacking the
6.5
smoke.
minutes in?
I don't think he wants to make a rotation. Both of these supports very passive in terms of what they can do. It's more of a like counter initiation, pretty much the same hero.
When you say stacking smokes, are you just buying it to put it on cooldown?
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't think they will be using any smokes. Tiny doesn't need the smoke to play. Could potentially just rotate or grab a good rune. Can't TP rotate. You need a TP to TP rotate, so something to be careful about.
No first blood for 7 minutes. Very calm early game here from both teams. Stacks being built up by the Wyvern. White Album going to take out the small camp, jaunt to the large camp. Perfect efficiency while grabbing a chipped vest for his squad as well. Might even consider this full rotation to bottom lane as, oh, Gabby's chainmail down. That does increase his tankiness quite tremendously.
Oh, let's see if Borax can't deny himself this time.
No, he can't. First blood for Bot. Looks like Ursa also hiding away under that tower. There's Monet. He goes for a time walk forward. A few more bashes here. Could secure him a kill on Bot, but he's got stick charges. Needs the chrono. Gets the takedown on him. And Winter Wyvern in a bit of trouble too. 9 sticks. Splinter Blast comes. Slow down Monet, but you don't have Cold Embrace. You don't have any save. Tim's still going to slip through the trees.
He's not going to go for it. I think he's afraid of Tiny, because Tiny's missing off the map. Does not... Yeah, there we go. Tiny is missing. Could potentially go, maybe even get a kill, because Tiny was still not close enough. But it's better safe than sorry. Gets the kill. He should be able to survive through the combo. Power Treads on strength. Doesn't put it right now. You should be able to do it. Like, yeah, I love it. Because when Tiny's missing, you just pop it on the strength. Armel, nothing done.
Doesn't even bother tossing him. Yeah, Gabby did slip away from this DK and Skywrath rotation. Warlock's going to have to sacrifice himself as Boomy dies, but in comes Armel with a combo. Tiny slaps into Borax, finds the trade out. And DK a little bit stuck here, but a good coil. Tiny gets leashed and caught up with Dragon Knight and Enchantress pushing damage forward. Armel's pretty tanky though. Strength treads up, 100 HP remaining, turns another avalanche. And the other toss not coming through in time. 1 second cooldown as Gabby gets the Furious Web stacks with the XXS. Big damage from the Ursa. Teddy Bear hungry. Picnic time on the Dragon Knight.
Still a better trade for Team Aster. They get a tiny kill, they get a support kill. At least Teams is collecting some XP on the mid lane. He definitely needs it. Top lane not going too well. Are there any stacks being made? Ancients 2 times, Big Camp once.
Yeah.
So they can start clearing that with either Tiny. I think Tiny should pick up the first stacks to get him that Blink Dagger early on. He goes to Magnus lane, gets empowered, clears at least the Big Camp. Like, it's gonna take some time until he can farm the big ancient stack.
That's a good idea. Let's see if they do that. It's White Album right now. 4,000 net worth, and Dragon Knight at the top actually at 4.2k. Some real heavily farmed core heroes here for Aster. There it is. Tiny takes out the stack, bit of power on it. Pretty simple takedown of the Wild Wing army. Even finds himself a broom handle, but he sends it back to base. Might want the Faded Brooch or the dire Faded Brooch. Might want the Arcane Ring instead.
Arcane Ring on Puck, one of the best items you can get. Damage, intelligence, armor, mana replenish. This item is just stupid, one of the best ones, if not the best tier 1 item.
Well, they give up on the bottom lane. Warlock has been left stranded down there. And he's going to TP out. Yeah, gives up on the tier 1 tower. TNC trying to mirror the movements of White Album as looks like the Puck there spent the coil, didn't find the Warlock in time. So that's a bit of a window now. TNC to feel comfortable, just pushing out. Enchantress going to grab a creep, delay, slow down.
Both supports are level 5 on TNC. Vibrant bought a book, still needs to use Courier to bring it. Magnus RP is available. And as we can see, Gabby now starts to farm with the Empower level 3.
And there's Mystic Flare Chrono ready. Something Aster would love to get going. But look at TNC. Preparing themselves. That top tier 1 push. Aster seems that they want to contest this. Concussive shot slows down Armel. Lanham getting dived by Box. Magnus. Dragon Knight TPing in here, but the catapult wave still hammering on the building. XXS with a little breathe fire. TNC afraid of what's lurking behind that tower now. They've seen Lanham, they've seen Borax, and they know the Dragon Knight has arrived, so they give up on it.
Davian a bit too tanky to go on. Good rotation from XXS. And yeah, they're farming their next set of items, which is going to be a Blink Dagger, Witchblade on Fox, Faceless Void about to finish the Maelstrom. He still does not want to fully commit to a team fight. Would definitely love to get 1 kill with the Skywrath Mage, continue to farm jungle. Enchantress, 2 floppy hats, Magic Stick. Lanham always very creative with his item build.
Well, things come in threes. 3-3 with a 3k lead. Aster looking like they're ahead and no signs of slowing. Smoking immediately, wanting to get this Blink debut off to a good start.
Because your Dragon Knight has a Blink Dagger, you don't necessarily need to play with the Faceless Void. Hood on him. Let's see how tanky he is. Not gonna drop. Didn't even pop the Hood. He could actually use the Hood. It's
that's a nice little barrier.
Food. I don't know what that is. Passive Hood, but not good. I think he lives there. Uses the Hood, skewer back. Maybe forgot about it. A bit of a nerves playing on the stage.
The Passive Pud.
Passive Pud. Could be, yeah, Pud. That's the word we're looking for.
Yeah, you've got that Witchblade now on Puck, like you're mentioning, with an Arcane Rune bottled. I'm still waiting for TNC to really feel comfortable making their own moves. That top tower being denied feels bad for them. We want that Blink Dagger up on Tiny. We need Magnus to get tanky and get into his Blink Dagger too. And of course, Diffusal Blade there, signaled down by Scriff, the Gabby special. Morbid Mask into Diffusal. Seeing a lot more of this, you know.
Yeah, it's just not a thing. Battle Fury is dead unless you're playing into certain matchups.
Like
most likely PL. Other than that, you should not be going for it. Diffusal Blade after the buffs feels very good. Casual Morbid Mask allows you to kill the Roshan. This is smoke time for TNC. They want to grab a kill and turn that into Rosh. Like 1 or 2 pickoffs, grab a Roshan, secure it for Ursa so he can start playing more aggressively. Aster, they know something is up. We can see the Centaur scouting things around. Smoke and smoke action.
Oh, here we go. Boomy getting
Sets up
some
the
high ground vision. Lanham scouts them. Centaur stomping. 2 heroes caught in, but the Avalanche toss combo as they get a coil. Magnus trapped and silenced. Down goes Bot. Lanham found, so 1-for-1 trade with her. Time dilation. Monet will stall the
not a
Chrono.
good Chrono.
They Mystic flaring, but he's got cold embrace, healing the Tiny back up. And Gary running towards XXS. Quick Dragon Tail stun. The Ancient Seal again. This
Still
Boomy
available.
golem. And the fatal bombs bouncing damage around them means White Album's got to disengage.
It's still a big win, I would say, for Team Aster, where they force him to use Golem. So for the next fight, like Chronosphere was not really nicely placed, only on
comes
her.
Armel. The Tombo, slap him down. Borax
him up.
found, and now Roshan open up again, but they want to pick up high ground. They're going for more. Aggressive move from Gabby and Armel. The stomp there, catching the Tiny, and then
Tiny with a
trap.
haste. The best rune you can pick up.
They're going to chase down Lanham for a final toss.
And they
Double
will
kill for
turn
Armel.
it into Roshan. Yeah, I don't think there was a need to use the Chronosphere there, because right now they are getting a free Roshan from it. Without Chrono, you don't have enough damage, no Dragon Form. How much? He still has a Dragon Form. Let's see if he decides to blink in. XXS, known to be very quick with the buttons.
Is that what he's going to aim for?
Yeah, that's what he wants to do.
They've scanned him though.
But they
TNC.
know.
They know
They know.
something's up. No attempt from XXS there, just wanted to play under his own vision. 15-minute first Roshan for TNC.
You can see that Aster was really afraid of the curse. Everyone was spread. They know exactly what this hero can do.
Very wise.
Exactly, yeah, I'm not joking. Saying that they read the abilities during the game.
You go
Like
from
an
0
initiation.
well up. That is a good toss
Good
back.
toss back.
Beautiful save. Oh, Mel keeps. Oh, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Great try, though. Like, it was nicely executed, but in the end, he does not live. Maybe if he had a stats item instead of a broom handle, but
Maybe so.
sometimes it is what it is, Gary.
I love the script hovers over the Ironwood branch there. He's got a stats item. What are you talking about, Lacoste? Now, Veil on Scarith Mage, something that's going to make it even more easy for Aster to find those burst pickoffs. We've seen Dragon Tail Mystic Flare, Chrono Mystic Flare. And I feel like, you know, Puck's net worth hasn't been converted into aggression, which we usually see. You think White Album slipping a little bit, or is it okay for now?
It's fine. Now with the Blink Dagger pickup, can jump in the back lines. Wyvern, we see that he's also taking up, going for that build that we see these days. Very potent. Cold Embrace, plus a Holy Locket.
Warlock knows there's no stuns anymore, but there's a lot of damage.
I like the build. Borax, after putting 2 points in the Picasso shot, goes for the main max Ancient Seal and picking up the Veil to even amplify more magic damage with the Puck. It's just gonna be great going into Ether Lens, what it seems. I've seen Borax play Scarlet Mage quite a lot during the first and second season. He always went for a greedy build, pretty much, going for a Road of Atos. Into Blink Dagger was his build, sometimes Lens, but I feel like this is the build, especially for this particular game.
Yeah, when you've got the setup already there for you. Don't need the Atos, don't need that rushed Ether Lens, just go raw damage. He's even got the Fairy's Trinket. Makes his life even easier. He's still very close. 6-6. Net worth lead has dropped now from 3k to about 1.5. That's Empower starting to kick in. It's TNC farming very efficiently through the jungle. Even keeping that top lane out because of Wyvern. Tims can just keep Splinter blasting the wave, getting his items up as the Holy Locket has arrived already.
Holy Locket is such a good item, getting passive charges every 10 seconds.
Remember, no one used to buy it. It used to be garbage item. No one would ever
It
buy
got
it.
bought.
They got bought like
Got
times in a
buffed
row.
a couple of times, and also mana boots became less expensive, 100 less gold. So
You've got the disassemble plays like you've been
Yes.
talking about.
I want to see what the next item for the Puck is going to be. Like, there isn't enough catch, so I think he can get away with Boots of Travel into 1 damage item.
So no BKB?
No. There's definitely no need for it. They have 3 BKB piercing abilities. I want to see either Dagon, like straight up Dagon 5, maybe.
That was a Faceless Void a second ago.
Yeah, that was. It was.
That was your position 1. Oh, these empowered heroes, Tiny just comes clapping you. Easy tier 1 there for TNC as well.
Dyer's middle tower has
And of course, they don't have Aegis, so that's something they always have to keep in the back of their minds. They took Roshan, got Aegis, lost it within the first 45 seconds or minute of having it. There's a long wait for that second Roche to respawn. Nice to see TNC not taking that as bad news. They're still playing forward.
Now with the Blink Dagger on Ursa, Blink Dagger on Mag finished. We, I believe, did not see a single RP this game, but sometimes the threat of RP and the curse is much stronger than actually using it. We've seen in the game number 1, you know, a couple of curses, couple of RPs missed. Roshan
No, I love
will respawn in 350, so that means 50 seconds left on Aegis.
I love these kind of games where you just have smoke into smoke into smoke. Every team is trying to find that weakness, find that opening. Right up on the Tiny. Good RP though. In comes Bolt. And Gabby the Ursa directory trying to cleave them. He's got the Empower going. In comes Monet though. The Faceless Void is a 3-man crew. But the damage is going to be lacking. They don't have the follow-through for Monet. Went to Ivan's finest, still has a curve. XXS being chased and pummeled by TNC. They found a couple of kills. Puck and DK down.
They have 2 of the best abilities pretty much to disengage, and Armel once again with that
Third one. A double kill for Armel.
Run off.
Also dead.
Gabby's hungry.
Woo, man, the great rock there from Warlock. He pretty much split every combo possible that they got. Their damage inside of Chronosphere is lacking. If Puck is not there, if
They spent the Skyrim.
if Skyrim's ulti uses combo on Tiny, who's relatively tanky, sitting at 2.8k HP right now, I don't think they get the kill. They need to like jump the back lines with the Puck, probably delete one of the heroes, and then try to take it. They need a wraparound. I don't think they can just straight up, you know, head bump into each other.
Yeah, clashing like 2 rams, basically. Not going to be the way that Aster does this. It's got to be more delicate, more nuanced. Because TNC showing their strength, swinging this game completely into their hands, firmly in control. And top 2 net worth only going to get even fatter as this Empower keeps not only the Magnus, but this tiny Ursa just raking in the money.
I hope Box goes for what he has queued up. Pipe of Insight, it's a very expensive item to buy from the offlane. You also don't get too much farm on the map right now. You're more of a like skewer and RP rather than greedy position 3. Armel once again.
Oh yeah, onto Lam, the skewer, the DK, sets the high ground. Now it's Monet, gets the time dilation there. The Fatal Force bound to complete DK in the end. 4x down, good traded, good coil in as well, but a Winter's Curse slows down the team fight and delays the move from Aster. He's still holding high ground with the toss. Tiny's about to fall.
Kill.
Huge pick up for Aster. 2 kills and a 3rd one coming as Tim's hands over his life and the keys to the map. Oh, Gabby. Oh, that's a blink stun from DK. Running with the matches. Gabby's looking dead.
A bit of a overextension there from TNC. What they did in game number 1, just going for the tier 4s instead of going for Roche. So right now, a bit of a sloppy execution. They need to wait their ultis to be back online. They need Rock, they need Curse and RP so that they can take these big fights.
Such great execution there from Aster. Yeah, now tier 1 tower, the prize they claim.
Rock still doesn't have anything queued up. If he wants to go defensive route, Eon Disc is good, something that Nothing to Say loves to buy. Or
defensive?
Defensive? No, I mentioned the Dagon because he needs to be able to blow up the supports, and he possibly thinks that Magnus will go for that upgraded hood, go for the pipe, which makes the supports relatively tanky, harder to kill.
Go for that raw burst damage. Strike while the iron's hot. A morale boost for Aster there as it felt like the game was starting to slip, but one team fight win brings you straight back into it. And here we see
they were holding the high ground. Unfortunately, Warlock decides to go in, break Tiny's combo, and Faceless Void understands, like, there are no big ultis. Only Curse was available, placed on 1 target, not really the great ones. Status resistance kicking in from Faceless Void, and then they cleaned them up.
Yeah, and Gabby being isolated, right? The Dragon Tail stun over and over again. I think he got stunned like 2 or 3 times that fight just by the DK. Farming that mid lane, very optimistic move from Gabby, and the captain giving very clear, concise orders to his team. Let's just do that again.
Yep, saying that was great. Let's do it one more time. Problem is, ultis are back up again. Roshan will respawn in 15 seconds, so whoever wins whoever wins a fight will go inside a pit. Only 3 buybacks available.
Whoever wins the fight wins Roche, wins the game.
Yeah, pretty much. The second Roche, the most important Roche in the game.
And it's TNC to smoke in towards them.
BKB back at night.
High ground jump, the BKB DK. Armel can't find the catch. Now Tiny stuck up on that high ground a little bit. Gabby's going to go back towards land though. Pops his own BKB. And power, and that overpower. Double power from Gabby. And he points away. Monet with the chrono.
What is he
Gabby's
doing?
too quick for you.
I mean, even if he lands it on him, it's still not a good Chronosphere, because there will be curse, there will be rock drops in the back lines.
They've got the Wyvern. Huge blow-up burst damage there as Monet moves towards the pit. TNC.
Instant buyback from him. They still have all their big ultis.
They do.
TNC is ready to fight.
And you're looking at no Dragon Form, no Chrono, no Coil, no Mystic Flare. Aster, they're trying to toy with TNC with a little jump in, jump out, but the Avalanche they're all on 3, and the RP. They find 1, and they skewer back 2 into the pit, and the DK is being shredded by Gabby. The winner's curse as well. Slow down the team fight for TNC. Reconsider your options. As Team Aster still have the Void and the puck in fighting shape.
Puck instantly DPs back to the fountain, trying to heal up with the bottle and come back into the fight. They need someone to scout things out. They have this Alpha Wolf from the Enchantress to see how low Roche is.
They have to get in there.
Void, he's ready to jump in. He also made a slot already.
Roche
Potentially
still-
pick it up. This is good. This is good for Team Master.
Yeah.
You know that there are no big teamfight ultis available.
And Roche is still pretty healthy. Tiny does have combo though. That's what you're going to be wary of here. As they jump the Enchantress, getting through Land. One of them jumped in with a corner. A catch on the Gabby's BKB in the Aegis.
Gabby gets it
Taken
again.
by Gabby.
Gets a
so
short
fast on the fingers. Gets everything. Monet clears the golem out. Oh, the arcane bolt's coming and Puck orbing forward over the pit. Monet wants the Wyvern. That's going to be a buyback, dieback from Tim's if they find it, but it's just a one-man coil.
They need to go back right now.
The blink stun. DK's in onto Bog. They find the
is
back
available.
The glimmer, the heal, the save, and the cheese. Gabby's still alive and going. He's kicking forward towards Monet. They force the Void back. Armel with a toss combo. He's got the Void. The damage lacking though. Monet, he's going to time walk across. TNC lose the Aegis. Monet and White Album, they're still going. DK's alive. Armel's going to run. Gabby wants to fight.
Monet has a couple of overcharges from the Fury swipes. He needs to go back. They actually get Boomy as well. There's a fly back from Bog.
Being kited so hard, Tim's has to defensively curse, and he's still going to get jumped by this White Album puck. So many problems being caused by the DK and the puck right now.
They're super tanky. Team Master did this fight correctly, even after picking up the Aegis, picking up the cheese, and the Shard Nurse. Like, Shard Ursa is pretty big, having that Enrage on your Earth Shock, but they were kiting. Like, they were going in and out multiple times. Puck controlling the back line, and that's exactly what he needs to do. There was 1 buyback expended on Magnus, and one, because the fight was going on for a very long time. Wyvern also bought back in that fight. I like this a lot more. Puck going for the Dagon 5 that I mentioned at the start. I also want to see like Eon Disc eventually, just to be able to defend himself. Because against the Curse, against the RP, Tiny can potentially blow you up if you're not full HP. Okay, so he queues up the Eon Disc after finishing Dagon 2.
Very good. Yeah, he's going to have that defensive tool. Keep himself alive, like you mentioned. Still up there with the net worth as well. I mean, Faceless Void also having a pretty damn good time. The ability to kite these team fights and play back and forth with a time walk. It would be great for him to have a rewind later on in the game as well to do the exact same job.
Unfortunately, they did not pick anything from Roshan. TNC very quick, as we've seen in the second game, where Armel on the Batrider goes in and picks up everything. He's a bit too tanky to kill. They don't have enough lockdown, I would say. There is a basher available on Earth.
That's how it all started, don't
The
forget.
zoning Chrono can't enter the outpost area. Nicely done.
Well, licking his lips, thinking about the second one. Next Chrono is going to be much better. They will have it ready now. Dead even game yet again, coming down to team fight execution from both of these squads. Itemization's pretty spot on from both sides. It comes down to who can cast their spells better, Lacoste.
Yeah, not the best spell casting in the whole series. You can see that they know this is an elimination game, a lot at the stake here, so a bit more mistakes being made. Faceless Void Talent Tree is too good. Gets 9 strength, that's 300 HP on top of it. Once he gets to that level 20, I want to see what he goes for. Whether he needs a time walk to be more annoying, Or
I wish.
attack speed. Like, attack speed is good if you want to deal... Right now, they don't have that much damage in the chrono, so I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to go for the attack speed talent.
So I just kind of wish they would put the backtrack talent on the left side. So if you go left side, you go all the tanky talents. The unkillable side.
You need a backtrack talent on the left side as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Put that over on the other side.
2 seconds time off. Okay.
Goes the tanky talents. That ability to juke in and out of the fights.
No, I got confused. I thought the left one talent is the other one. Never mind.
Boomy. Out in the open a little bit there. Aster.
Boomy should not be in front.
No, he shouldn't, but when they smoke like this...
Well, if they come from behind, then you're in front again.
Both teams going to avoid and dodge each other. I mean, the courier might die over at that secret shop, but TNC going all the way down to that bottom triangle. They want to get some vision across there, it looks like. And it's such a long time until Roshan. You don't want to be playing up in that top left corner of the map as the Radiant anymore. Playing into dire triangle and towards the bottom lane where there are still towers to be claimed feels much more natural. And go with the flow of the game rather than trying to force something that you don't really want to accomplish in the end. And Aster's smoke, of course, comes to nothing as well. So it's back to maintaining lanes, push them out across the river. Nice vision. That high ground ward could allow them to find an opening, but Monet is so very speedy to time walk away. And TNC need to defend this vision. They need that high ground ward to stay up so they can keep on fighting. XXS doesn't catch the blinking hero out of there as they do coil Tiny. Witchblade attack and the puck going in, the coil. And now Chrono. BKB Ursa stuck inside the corner breaks and golem on them. 3-man fatal pawns, but the winner's curse as well. Now pummeling into that with a 3-man RP. Puck! He's in there! He's got them all! They didn't kill off the fatal void! DK will die, the buyback from Scars made, but the bashes! The hits on the puck! White Album has to orb away to safety.
And Monet, he can't land a good Chronosphere. One more time, lands it only on a single Ursa who gets healed, goes back to full HP. He needs to wait, like he definitely needs to wait for Dragonite to set things up, fuck to cause a bit of a confusion. Otherwise, he's gonna get it off.
Also, Sky dead for a long time. Hey, bought back as a dieback out of Borax. Honestly, you're going to be counting your lucky stars as Aster that you didn't lose your Faceless Void Deck, so that could have been just a straight-up team wipe.
Yeah, he was just like 1 second away from dying. Ursa also found the perfect item, Mindbreaker. Like you get that extra magic damage and the long duration silence.
Very potent on the Ursa. TNC tower. Cleared out here. Good cold embrace there. Tank up the creeps. Make sure one of them will stay alive even through that glyph.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And that bottom right-hand corner of the map belongs to TNC completely. Now it's down to Aster again to think about the next move. 1 minute until Roshan. They need to open up a bit of space for themselves in that top portion of the map as they do snap the coil. White Album, he's going for this, thinking about it, but yeah, Bok has already TP'd and he even just cancels it to stick around. Farm away that mid lane.
Not enough damage with that pipe. He also makes the backline much more tankier against the potential burst from the puck. Eon Disc is available on puck, didn't even flinch. Like he was at 300 HP previous fight, did not assemble it. Very patient.
Very. Yeah, disassembled the Eon Disc. Halberd, new Dagon. Extra items coming into the hands of Aster. And they've got to make this smoke work out. Again, it's always uphill battle for Aster in this kind of game. Their scaling isn't particularly good with Sky and Chantress. I guess this jump onto Tiny should pay off. He's got a turnaround BKB though. Oh, Mel, he tanks through it all. Aster don't even get a single kill, and now in comes the RP. They find Lanham. XXS trapped inside. Bok sets it up for another 2 heroes. Swipe through.
Yeah, Bok has been on point since he picked up the Blink Dagger, getting up multiple man RPs. He also has a very good front line, and he has a way of setting things up. They have 2 ways of resetting, getting the Winter's Curse or Golem. Both supports on TNC. Holy Locket.
Oh, beautiful. Which talents has the Warlock gone for, by the way?
He's gone for Fatal Bonds damage, and of course the Shadow Word going into Shard. This is your build, I know it, Gary. You're all about that healing.
I am all about the healing. I do love the Golem on death talent, but there's just something about that AoE Shadow Word being buffed up, 5-second cooldown reduction, 25 damage heal. Feels incredible as a position 5 Warlock. Offering
Aster,
so much.
they're still in this game. It's just that they have not been executing their team fights, mostly Chronosphere. Like, there hasn't been a single good Chrono in the last 10, 15 minutes.
It's been a real rough one.
20? Should I stop?
35?
It's been a rough one for Monet. Like, considering of the game that he has, 5-1 and 4, like, he should be able to land a better Chronosphere.
Yeah, he's tanky enough to be able to wait for his moment to strike as well. It's not as though he's rushed into doing anything. He's got plenty of strength to withstand what TNC are offering in terms of damage. 1 minute now for Roshan spawn. 55 seconds to be precise. And again, it's this macro movement from TNC that is proving just vital for them. This is it, the aftermath of the Chrono, right? A 3-man RP, the Golem, the Bonds, even with the BKBs up. Monet does survive, but it's a losing battle for Aster.
If you're caught inside RP 2-3 people with Fatal Bonds and the Cleave, it's just too much damage. They're gonna shred through you. Now Tiny with the AC going for Daedalus next. It's a ton of damage. Tiny as a core with Empower really scales well.
It's disgusting damage. I mean, we might even see that Aghanims come out a little bit later on, right?
Potentially, yeah.
The trees being tossed at people.
Might be running out of slots if he decides to go for the full Daedalus. Then you need to either find spider legs, need to find like maybe some other movement item that gives you move speed, possibly flicker. Then you can swap things out.
Oh, White Album trying to keep that bottom wave out as best he can. But Roshan has respawned, and TNC, they catch a glimpse of the big man in the pit. What are the goodies like? Aegis Cheese, Refresher Shard. Some good stuff there. We could have, what, double RP, double Curse, double Golem. One of those could be huge for them.
Double RP is mana consuming. I don't think he has enough. Could potentially buy mana boots and still have it.
Oh, gem there, picked up by Tims in the end. And it looks like Ursa wants it. So Ursa with the cheese. Aegis on Armel's Tiny. Makes sense since Armel's the one jumping in deep into these fights.
He was thinking about getting Aghanim Scepter on Ursa. In the end, decides to get a full Swift Blink. Aghanims is not that great against 2 long-duration silences. When your BKB is down, you can't pop it.
And against Coil and Chrono as well, right?
Yes.
Not particularly good. Aeon Disc still not assembled by the puck. Holding on for as long as possible. It looks like TNC wondering what their next plan is going to be. Do we go top, play aggressively there, try and push out mid lane? Right now, Northside Jungle is their home. Base camp created. Someone has to contend with bottom.
Wyvern with the Blink Dagger and the Refresher can reset the fight easily inside the Chrono. If you're caught, let's say, 2 targets, you can use 2 Cold Embraces. Just don't use 2 Winter Curses close to each other because they don't work.
Doesn't stack, mate. High ground time. Nice vision placed down by the Warlock. Aster, what have they got? 2 heroes out on the map, the Void and the Puck miles away. Thinking about the push up onto tier 3 bottom lane. This allows TNC just to cruise towards the targets that show. Lanem's blown up, he's got the 4-5. They've got the stun Mystic Flare, Chrono on 3, but then struggling to kill anybody else. Gabby's laughing his head off. He can't be killed. He's unstoppable. Now an RP. Here comes Boss. Shred through Borax. No buyback for Aster. White Album's gone as well.
This might be it, Gary, that they're gonna go and possibly like get Megas. Let's see what happens.
Well, there's a curse on DK. They've caught up XXS. Has he got buyback? I don't think he does. They're in trouble, Aster. 3 down with no response.
It's an elimination game, so they might not call it, but once again, Chrono on Ursa, who gets Shadow Word heal, amplified with Holy Locket. Same goes for Wyvern's Cold Embrace. He already used the Refresher, so there's another curse available. They just might get Mega Creep from this.
They might just kill off the Faceless Void. Skewered into the combo. Dead Void!
This is it. They're gonna call it. performance from TNC. I mean, this one's also on Monet. He did not get a single good chronosphere in this game. Maybe that one on top, catching 2 supports after he got level 6. And that's pretty much it. But great performance from TNC.